There's a word we hear too often these days: toxic masculinity. Somewhere along the way, people stopped separating toxicity from masculinity. Now, masculinity itself has become the villain. But what if I told you that masculinity is not the enemy? True, grounded masculinity is not toxic at all. In fact, it's sacred and essential. It's the very force that has built, protected, and preserved life for generations. Masculinity is a call to carry weight, to stand firm when others flee, to rise in the face of danger, not because you want to, but because someone has to. For thousands of years, men answered that call. They ran into burning buildings, went off to war, and worked underground in mines and deep in the ocean. They built cities with their bare hands. They took bullets for strangers and came home to raise their children quietly. They never asked for praise. They just did what had to be done. Somewhere along the way, we forgot that. We forgot that the strength to protect is not violence, that leadership is not oppression, and that quiet endurance is not weakness. In our desire to heal the wounds of patriarchy, we began to shame the very essence of masculinity. We told boys not to cry, then mocked them for being emotionally distant. We said, "Be strong," then ridiculed them when they broke down. We blamed fathers for being absent, but never asked what drove them away. Boys grow up hearing that who they are is dangerous, that their aggression is a problem, and that their ambition is domination. They learn that their natural instincts to lead, defend, and explore must be tamed or shamed. So they suppress it. They hide. They become passive, numb, or reckless. When a man has no direction for his strength, he either uses it to destroy or forgets how to use it at all. Real masculinity is not about control, it's about responsibility. A real man uses his power to protect, not to harm. He doesn't dominate, he disciplines. He doesn't run, he remains. He doesn't wound, he heals. He's not loud, he's steady. He's not afraid of emotion, but he's not ruled by it either. He doesn't seek applause, he lives with purpose. Masculinity at its best is like a mountain, unshakable, silent, and necessary. It holds space, provides shelter, and endures storms not for itself, but for those it's protecting. When you tell a generation of boys that their nature is dangerous, you rob them of the chance to become that mountain. You leave society without shields, without shepherds, and without soul. Yes, some men have done terrible things. Yes, some forms of masculinity have become warped and toxic. But the answer is not to shame masculinity. It's to restore it, to return it to what it was always meant to be: noble, sacrificial, protective, and whole. The world doesn't need less masculinity. It needs more of the right kind. It needs more men who stand when it's hard, take responsibility when it hurts, love with strength, and lead with humility. Masculinity is not toxic. Wounded masculinity is. Unfathered masculinity is. Uninitiated masculinity is. But healed masculinity, that's the force that holds families together, builds civilizations, sacrifices quietly, loves fiercely, and never stops showing up. So, to the men watching this, don't run from your masculinity. Redeem it. Return to it. Live it boldly, humbly, and fully. Because real masculinity is not the problem, it's part of the solution.